Presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to the College Football Pick'em Show, kids. Brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie.com, where you can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. With MyBookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. No need for me to do it this week, D'Anthony. Finished with a bang last night. An absolute bang, dude.
Well, it was more like a whimper.
Well, not for me.
Yeah.
I won a ton of money, and let's face it, it's the Raiders. Were you surprised that the Raiders were going to Raider?
I was surprised at a number of things. I guess at the end of the day, the game was closer than it should have been because a strip sack turned into a fucking roughing the passer penalty for probably the first time in NFL history. I've never seen a call like that before.
I haven't either.
That is the dumbest shit I have ever. That was even worse than the Tom Brady call.
Oh, yeah.
Because per the rule, he's not a passer anymore when the ball's out of his hands and the other guy's hands. So falling on him like that, free game. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. These refs, oh, my God.
It keeps getting worse.
It's like all of these calls basically are happening because in the league office, instead of saying, hey, we fucked up and we ruined Tua's career, right? We, the people that are supposed to be watching this shit, didn't watch it, or we fucking made a stupid decision and fucked Tua's career up. And now instead of taking the blame for it and actually changing some rules that might make sense, we're just telling the refs to call every single fucking thing, and it's fucking games up.
Yeah. And so this is what I was alluding to yesterday on the show, where I was like, it is affecting the game, not only the pros, but college as well, where they're being more cautious with these quarterbacks and everything else. But you can't change the rules that are already in place. Sorry that homeboy got drilled and strip sacked and everything else. That is part of the game. If you don't want that to be part of the game, well, then we're just playing touch football at that point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just put flags around their waist and a red jersey on them.
We're not far from that.
And then watch how everybody changes the fucking channel.
Oh, yeah. Nobody would watch it. We watch for the violence. We watch for the big hits. That's what we love about the sports.
Yeah, I think there needs to be, concentrated power like that. And that's what it is because so many people watch. When you owe the bank money, right? They control you. When you owe them everything, you control the bank.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
No.
And it's the same thing with sports or politics or whatever else. Like the fan base should fucking take next week off and not even watch these games. I'm not kidding. They should fucking tune out and go watch something else. Go watch live golf or some shit.
Well, the good thing is I think the Raiders fans already are. They're 1-4, and their season is over at this point. There's no recovering from that. It's too late to come back. The wild thing to me, I was talking to Bob about this before we started this morning on Ross Patterson Revolution, was the same Chiefs again, where when they finally decided to play, they turned it on and absolutely lit it up.
I mean, kind of.
They were down 17-0, and then they just turned it on, and they were up by 7. I still don't understand, one, why the Chiefs went for 2, and then the Raiders going for 2 instead of tying the game. That didn't make sense. Neither of those calls made sense to me at all.
Yeah, that was really stupid. And, to be honest, the Raiders shouldn't have been in a position to score there in the first place, but
no.
Even the last – so that strip sack would have led to a short field for the Chiefs where they would have probably scored a touchdown, to be honest, because they were rolling right then. Yeah. So it's a 1-point win, but really it's like an 8-point win. Probably.
Yeah,
right?
And that's why I said it. It didn't really feel as close as that final outcome was to me. And you can always depend on the Chiefs' live line at halftime. They're going to be down. You can bet them to win the game, and then when they feel like playing great, this is why we always take these teasers. Everybody asks all the time why you do it, and it's like, well, you take a team like the Chiefs. They're so good. If they just played to their potential every single game, they'd probably be undefeated.
Yeah.
However, they don't.
But even this game, despite the call, that was going to happen, that bad call was going to happen, the Raiders still should have won this game. They just kind of got a little bit unlucky with that Devontae Adams pass on the outside. If he had controlled that ball when both feet were in, there's really good chance the Raiders would have scored right there and they would have won that game.
Yeah, but if the strip sack would have happened, they would have lost the game anyway.
That's a ref call. That's not player performance. It's not the same thing.
It is, but look, I won a lot of money, and so I don't really care. Took that down to a pick. I'm just same as I said on the show yesterday. Took the over/under down to 44.5. That was amazing. And then when all those teaser cards with KC as a pick 'em, that's why we do this, and I love it. You can just call me the fucking teaser god at this point.
Well,
it's the third weekend in a row I've won.
You won money.
Yeah,
but the Chiefs lost status, I think, this week. It's at home against your top rival, and you don't even fucking play until 5 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah.
And if you can't, there's only one team that I see right now that can win a championship, and it's the Bills. Nobody else is even fucking close to them. Not even fucking close to what they're doing.
Right. Speaking of which, a few weeks ago on the show, I said the only thing the Bills were missing was a good starting running back, and I was like, why not pick off CMC from Carolina? He's towards the end of a shitty deal that they hate. They're in full rebuild mode. What does it matter? As of late last night, they are actually talking to him, and I think that would be the final piece that they're missing.
To be honest, Carolina would probably pay most of his salary for the rest of this year, and and then the Bills would pick up his salary cap hit for next year, which I think is a good deal.
So do I. And if you have the opportunity to go for the jugular, you do it now, especially when that's all you're missing. The Rams had no problem doing that. I think the Bills should do this as well. I mean, if you don't know your window and you don't know what the injuries are going to be like, you should go for it if you have the opportunity.
If you've got C-Mac and Josh Allen and fucking Stephon Diggs on the same team, they could run the triple option.
Oh yeah, if they want
in the NFL and still win games. To be honest.
Yep.
So yeah, I think not that Singletary hasn't been bad, but. They just don't. They don't really use him that much because I don't think they have confidence.
It's kind of like Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the Chiefs, where he's there and he's decent, but he's not the guy. He's not going to get you the big first down or be flashy or anything like that. And I don't know that either quarterback trusts those guys, so they usually end up doing it on their own or making some fantastic lights out play because of that. But if that does happen and they have the opportunity to do it, if you're the Bills, take it, and then. Bills winning the Super Bowl would be great for the NFL. It would be a blast. However, this is the college football show, and this has been a blast. As always, we will start off with last week's picks. Not a lot to miss last week. It was a very, very great week last week. I had some bit of unfortunate in a couple of games with quarterbacks going out, but there was only 2 games I lost. Texas A&M, Alabama, 24 points, a lot of points. Bama barely covered. Backup quarterback still in. Do we know? Probably not. Saban's not going to tell us this until Saturday, right? We don't know that.
He's been suiting Bryce up, so.
He says hopeful.
Well, wouldn't we all be hopeful?
Well, I don't think he would say hopeful if it was no, because the other guy, the guy that's behind him, he's performed okay, but he's not good enough for you to rope-a-dope like that.
No.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Like, you can... You plan for Bryce Young and then you adjust to the other guy. You know what I mean? That's
adjusting to the other guy, for me at least, is stacking the box, forcing this kid to throw. He's not that accurate of a passer. He's a great runner. He had a shit ton of yards in that Arkansas game, but force this kid to pass, and I think you're good. It's in Tennessee this week. But kudos to Jimbo Fisher and the boys. I'm surprised they even kept it this close to the backup quarterback because they have not looked great this year. They've already got 3 losses. And as far as the hopes and dreams, I mean, look, I'm sure Giorgio hopes at least Ann's going to be in his bed later. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Bryce Young is going to play and risk the rest of the season and potentially his NFL chances. I think they're going to wait till he's 100% healthy and then go. Because of this close game, again, Alabama dropped to 3 this week. Georgia's at 1. Ohio State is at 2. Speaking of Georgia, they ended up rolling Auburn 42-10. Ho-hum. Same with Ohio State. 49-20. C.J. Stroud has probably moved into the Heisman lead with 6 touchdowns. Scary thing about this Ohio State team that is still the unknown is they're missing starters. They are missing the very best wide receiver in all of college football, who will be drafted in the top 8 picks. He has not played this year. There is a rumor that he's going to be healthy to come back for the Penn State game. That would be great. I'm really curious to see this team at full strength because they haven't been there all year. Not only that's the 5-star, this Igbuka kid who's filled in for him has been lights out.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it matters at this point, which is wild to say. Best offense in college football, Tennessee's at number 2. We'll see what happens. I think their defense still needs a little work.
Yeah, but I think Stroud and the offense are clicking, and then when that other guy comes in, I don't know if they move him to the slot to make the offense more dynamic or put him back out wide because he's a deep threat. I mean, he might be the best deep threat in all of college football.
Yes, yeah.
But he's also fast as fuck, right? So you can use him in a lot of different ways, and to me, Stroud and Will Rogers from Mississippi State are the fucking only 2 guys in the conversation right now. They've kind of pulled ahead of everybody else, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Probably Caleb Williams somewhere in that top 5-ish, but that's about it, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, what the fuck, man?
I know. Next up, we got Michigan against Indiana. Didn't like this game. Told you not to take it. It was 10-10 at half. Mm-hmm. I watched this game. Now, Michigan scored 14 in the fourth quarter and pulled away, but this game was a lot closer than the score was.
I don't think Michigan's that good.
I don't either.
I think
they're on upset alert this week.
I think Penn State's going to beat them this week.
Next up, we got Clemson against BCU. Who cares? Boston College. I'm sorry. Who cares? 31-3. Congratulations. You play in the SEC or the ACC. Next up, Washington State against USC. USC rolled in that one. No big deal. On to the next one, which will be fun because of the underdog next week at number 6 in the nation. Texas Tech against Oklahoma State.
Won that one.
I did not. I did not touch this game, and I said, look, with these 2 fucking teams, this is probably what it's going to be. They did not cover. I'm glad I stayed away from it. It's tough, man. Look, Texas Tech is a weird fucking team. I don't think Oklahoma State is that great. They're in it. And they're undefeated still, but they're going to get rolled by somebody.
Yeah, pretty soon probably, but
maybe Texas?
Oklahoma State, they're probably going to lose to TCU this week, to be honest. But
is it at TCU?
Yeah, but we'll see. Even if they win that game, I don't think they'll be Texas is kind of getting on a roll now, which is good and bad, I guess. I mean, it's too late.
It's too late.
But
and I don't want to hear it from the fans.
Yeah, if they can carry. They should be playing for next season. They should be trying to dial everything in.
And they might be. Year, yeah. They might be because the rest of the season is just a waste for those guys.
But I don't think Tech is that good. I got this down to 3.5.
Okay.
So it was pretty easy to take.
Yeah, I did not touch this in any of the teaser cards. And if you're not in Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook, join. All the bet slips go on there on Saturday and Sunday mornings, so you can see them all before the game starts. Tennessee against LSU. I called this, won a lot of money off this game. I told you Tennessee was going to shithouse this team.
I ended up not even putting this in the teaser.
This game?
I took it at 8.5, I think, because I don't know. I just Tennessee's offense is fucking rolling right now. And the last couple of games LSU's played against good teams at home, I was like, yeah, they're probably going to put up a fight, and they didn't put up a fight. And in this game, they also did not put up a fight.
I wonder how LSU fans are feeling paying this guy $10 million a year.
He's got one more year to turn it around, probably, right?
They usually give these guys 3, so we'll see.
Not at $10 million a year. I mean, but that's how it is. Usually the highest paid state employee
is the college football
coach.
The state
football coach. So.
Yeah, but they got to pay Orgeron already, so it's you got to spend money on the buyout. You're gonna give Kelly at least 3 or 4 years.
I think 3 years for him.
Did they prorate Orgeron's buyout over a couple of years or what?
No, it was 16 million. I think he got 16 million. He had a very funny quote that he talked about afterwards when they said that they were going to fire him and pay him out and give him the buyout. His exact quote was. What time you need me to leave, and what door do I got to walk out of, brother?
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Yeah, it's $16 million.
Yeah.
No.
What time you want me to leave? What door is it? Is it that door? Is it that door over there?
And what was he getting paid before? 9 per season for 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, I know they bumped it up after he won the Natty.
Yeah. It's 7.5, and then it went up to 9, I think.
Yeah, and look, great for him.
Yeah.
His new girlfriend looks amazing, by the way. Bob, if you can pull up a picture of her. Orgeron is doing great.
He can probably afford several.
Sure can.
Several girlfriends.
Sure can.
He should just buy a yacht and park it off the coast of United Arab Emirates and invite girls from Instagram to come over there.
I don't know that he needs to do it. He could just do it right in the bayou.
No, but it's international waters over there. So,
there we go. Pop this up.
If the girl doesn't make it home, it's not a big deal.
It looks like his daughter. but it is definitely not his daughter.
Well, we all, dream to be rich enough to fuck people, half our age. That's just how it works.
Well, Ed is certainly there, and enjoy your life, friend. Enjoy your life. I think he'll be coaching again next year. I do. I think he's taking the year off with his Barker Beauties, and then I think he'll be back next year somewhere. Not sure where yet. There'll be a bunch of job openings, I can tell you that. Next up, Ole Miss versus Vandy. Put the house on this. Easy win. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't sure why the spread was so low in this. I know I talked about this last week.
Was it 12 or some shit?
It was 13.5.
Yeah, I got it at 12 before it went up to 13. I don't
really
know.
Didn't get it.
Well, Vandy was winning the whole fucking game, and then they wouldn't have covered if Lane. There was fucking like 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
And he was driving, and they were right on the goal line, and he punched in as time expired to cover.
Well, no. They won 52 to 28.
They won 52 to 28. This was, they scored 45 points in the second half.
Yeah,
they just didn't show up in the first half.
The line was like fucking
13.5.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was.
That's what I got it.
If you teased it, yeah.
No, I got it at 13.5. I teased it and took it down to 7.5 too on a card as well. But it was 13.5.
Yeah, I understand your confusion because that's not what it should have been.
No, I got it at like fucking 18 because I took Ole Miss Saturday at 18.
Well,
maybe that was Saturday.
Maybe.
I got it. I got
it at 13.5.
I took it on Wednesday and got it at I think it was 12.5.
I usually make these bets either before or after the show. I've got. You know what? We got a notification for sports, by the way.
The line opened at 18.5 for Ole Miss.
So maybe it was a teaser then.
Yeah, you had it in a teaser. The line opened at 18.5.
Let me pull up my cards. They're all saved.
That makes sense then.
They're all saved.
But either way, that's still pretty low considering. And they weren't winning most of the game. They won the first half. But,
yeah, I've got -10 on mine. Oh, it was a 7-point teaser. I got -10 though on that game. Yeah.
So when did it? So it started out as 17.
Either way, what did they cover by 24 points?
With a last-second touchdown.
Yeah. Either way, look, it's 52 to 28. What are we asking for here? It's Vanderbilt. Easy. This is a no-brainer. Next up, Utah. Utah is exactly who I thought they were, and they're heading towards their third loss this week.
Yep.
UCLA, man, that quarterback for UCLA is fun to watch.
Yeah, this game wasn't, in my opinion, I guess in some ways it was, but I don't know that it was even this close because Utah scored twice in the fourth. UCLA's got a pretty good fucking defense.
They're not bad. I would love to see this. Well, we are going to see this team go up against USC. I think that's the real matchup here in this conference. The rest of this conference is dog shit, including Oregon. Oregon beats Arizona. Great. Arizona's 3-3. This South Carolina-Kentucky game. No, I lost this one. Kentucky lost their quarterback. For this week, the spread is also very low. Bob, can you check and see if Kentucky's quarterback is going to play this week or if he's still out? The backup came in and he was fucking terrible. Next up, Florida State, NC State. This was a very good game, actually. NC State is ranked 14, or they were last week. They moved up. This was a really, really good game, and they ended up pulling out in the fourth quarter. NC State won by 2. Wake Forest rolled again. Had money on that. That was fun. Didn't touch the BYU Notre Dame game. You called this, actually. You picked Notre Dame in this one. Notre Dame won. Congratulations, Golden Domers. Putting a little bit of respect back on the name this week.
Levis is practicing.
He's practicing? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How does he look? How's his dick look?
Probably fine.
Okay.
Probably fine.
Can we get a shot of it? Can we get a shot of that dick?
I've looked.
Okay. All right. Next up, TCU, Kansas. Another game that I did not touch whatsoever, man. When you have these weird schools like this, they're always fun to watch and it's entertaining. It was 38-31. It was very entertaining to watch. More so because Kansas's quarterback went out. The backup came in, and he was fucking good. I know there's a decent spread on this week. Also check on Kansas's quarterback this week.
I think I heard somebody on, I don't know if it was the game day wrap-up or it was something, who said, when's the last time Kansas had 2 quarterbacks? I mean, frankly, when's the last time they had 1 quarterback?
So I heard that as well, and I'll say this. For college football, when's the last time anybody had 2 quarterbacks? I can tell you this as an Ohio State fan.
Ohio State,
but if
Alabama.
hang on. If Stroud goes down for Ohio State, Our backup sucks.
It's only a matter of like not being in the system, I think, though, right? Because they're all 5 stars.
They are.
at
So
all those
it's
schools.
Kyle McCord there, and he's been in the system forever.
Yeah, but there's
he
like
got a chance to start
there's
last
2
year.
other dudes behind him that are fucking 18 or 19 years old.
There are, but right now, when in garbage time, they're bringing in him, so he's clearly the number 2 guy. I'm telling you, man, I think Ohio State would be fucked if something happens to Stroud.
Well, he's also in garbage time throwing to your garbage time receivers. So, like, yeah, I don't know if it's a good
I love those guys,
comparison.
though. Those guys are great.
Yeah, but so is your fucking. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's. something to worry
I'm
about.
telling you, I'm not a Kyle McCord guy. Now, next year we got this kid coming in, fine, but not this year. It can't happen to Ohio State.
I mean, I'm sure you guys have somebody because at one point USC had JT Daniels, Keaton Slovis,
Yep.
and Jackson Dart.
Great. So
We're all starting somewhere else.
great question. So we lost 3 guys to the fucking transfer portal this offseason who are backup 3 quarterbacks. So we're stuck with 1 guy. I don't know who the redshirt freshman is underneath him, but I know the second string is Kyle McCord, and then there is somebody else who's a redshirt freshman who's not played. I don't know what they're going to do with him. And then that huge, number 1 player in the world who's, Samoan or whatever, and his whole family's coming over here. That kid is going to Ohio State, and that's fine. But he doesn't get there till next year, so I'm not really sure.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it because I'm sure that Arch Manning is probably going to leave Texas and come up there.
Oh, come on
Right?
down, Arch. Come on down.
I mean,
Great.
it's an SEC family, so I don't know why they would have chosen the Big Ten in the first place.
Who?
The fucking Manning family. They're SEC guys. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
fucking Big Ten dudes.
No.
Or, I'm sorry, Big 12 dudes.
Big 12, yeah.
I mean, I guess Texas will be in the SEC next year, or is it the year after?
I'm surprised they didn't go to LSU.
It'll be next year.
Yeah, it'll be next year.
But they had to like finagle and buy out their Big 12 TV contract or some shit, didn't they? Wasn't there
Yeah.
some bullshit that
There was.
Texas had to do?
And look, Texas has plenty of money, so they didn't give a shit. But I'm with Arch Manning, dude. LSU would have been the spot for him.
I don't know if I'm Arch Manning, there's no way I stay in Texas. If Hairdo's success continues,
The mullet, yeah.
like if he strings together a really good back half of the season, you're gonna sit for 2 years, right?
You might,
and
yeah.
And why waste 1 year? Because it's not. If it would be one thing if it was Saban in Alabama or
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, where you're gonna learn a fucking pro style system and
Yeah.
all this stuff, but fucking Sark. You're going to have to deal with that bullshit while riding the pine for 2 years? No fucking way I do that.
2 days in this heat? Fuck that,
no
dude.
fucking way I do that shit.
I'm with you. Next up is Kansas State, Iowa. I told you this was going to be a nasty game. That's exactly what it was. This was 10-9, dude. 10-9 in a top 25 college football game. 10-9. I can't remember the last time I've had a 10-9 game. Maybe junior varsity.
Well, defense wins championships, so Kansas State is well on its way. Or Iowa State hasn't ever been able to score points, ever.
I guess, dude. Ugh.
I mean, what does this game usually look? It's probably always like this, right? Neither one of these teams really score.
No, 10-9 is just fucking awful, dude.
Hold on, let's look at this game last year. Kansas State, Iowa State, 33-20.
Yeah,
They probably didn't play. Oh, no, it was 45-0. Iowa State beat them 45-0 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, 27-17 before that. So this is the worst game they've ever played.
Do you know anybody who went to Kansas State? Delco?
This game was so bad it should be on fucking Thursday Night
I
Football.
can't think of any.
No, me neither.
It was not the worst game of the weekend, though.
You don't think so?
Me and Dan were watching a worse game.
Which one?
Lower scoring game.
Which one?
6-9 game.
Oh, who's that?
Iowa, Illinois.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's not in our wheel. That's
some non-top 25
No,
bullshit.
Illinois is top 25.
Oh, you're right. They're in.
they are now.
They're in now.
But
Yeah,
they weren't then.
They weren't then.
And half their team, like their entire roster right now is hurt. Like DeVito's hurt.
Danny DeVito's hurt.
Tommy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he was
No,
playing.
Danny DeVito is doing fucking sandwich commercials now. I don't know if you've seen them on all the football games.
Is he really?
Which is it? Jimmy John's? What is it? Or is
Jersey
it Jersey
Mike's, I
Mike's?
think.
Yeah, it's Jersey Mike's.
I love Jersey Mike's.
yeah, because
All right.
he's a Jersey.
That's fine.
Jersey
Literally
Mike's.
just had some Jersey Mikes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Beautiful establishment. If you want to sponsor the show, feel free. We love you. We love you, Jersey Mike's. Next up, we got Washington, Arizona State. Oh, my God, dude. I went to bed for this one. Arizona State came back and won this game? They beat Washington?
Oh, they were winning the whole game.
Oh, man. What an embarrassment. What a fucking embarrassment.
They are undefeated since they fired Herm.
Wow. That is fucking crazy, dude.
There's something about not giving the other team all your plays
Right.
that's super helpful. I don't know what it is.
Man. I went to sleep. I was like, all right, cool. I think it was like 21 to, I don't know, 20
They got
or
that
something.
kid Emery Jones from Florida.
By the way, we haven't heard anything about that in Herm Edwards' investigation. This is my guess. Arizona State and NCAA looked into it, and he was such a cunt that they were like, man. I mean, sometimes a mutiny is like, we did it in 1776. Like, sometimes you just got to let it go.
Do you think they hated Herm, though, because he was just too nice and so much of a believer? Like,
I don't know. The really successful college football coaches are not friends with their players.
okay.
Like Nick Saban is a robot.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer, robot.
Yeah.
Kicks people in the fucking face from time to time.
Love it.
If he needs to.
I heard worse stories
but
at Ohio
also covers up murders,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
And I'm sure Nick Saban's covered up plenty of shit.
And
in
that's
his
why
day.
I loved all that shit about Urban Meyer. I miss it. I really miss it.
it's a bad. I like it for college. This is a bad match for the NFL.
Correct. Yeah. But he'll be back. He'll be coaching Texas in a couple of years.
Hey, can you do me? I just saw something really funny. Bob, can you go to Instagram and pull up my bookies Instagram page?
My bookie. I got a good Instagram page, by the way.
Yeah, they post all kinds of funny shit. So there's a video on there of, there it is, that first one, and then put it up on the thing. This Ben Simmons. Look at this. Oh nope.
Oh God, dude.
Listen, there's some wind. It's outdoors.
That's what you got to look forward to in fucking Brooklyn this year, guys.
Boy.
Hate to see it. You truly
Oh
do.
my God, don't you miss him?
I
so
love so now that I hate Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they deserve Ben Simmons. They deserve this team. It's so fun, and it's going to be a great year. Great year in Brooklyn.
Who's this player who just refused to put on the jersey and is just holding it?
Kyrie Irving, because that's Kyrie Irving. He's such a dick.
So on a media day,
Such a fucking dick.
where they're supposed to,
Yep.
huh?
Yeah,
That's
he
the
didn't
guy.
play a lot of his home games because he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little
Yeah,
different,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but he's just holding it like he just bought it at the gift shop.
Does not fucking care about you, his team, anyone but himself. I hate this guy. I hate this team. I can't wait to watch them lose this year. I'm completely
I'm excited.
It's going to be
Yeah, I'm
really
excited.
interesting to see when he and Kanye start a podcast together. And it's called, like, I don't know, something.
ERF.
Yeah.
EERF.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Has he ever
their
won a
version of
championship?
it.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
With LeBron James in 16.
He
Well-
needs to win another.
No, he won that game.
He
though.
won the game.
Yeah.
He hit the game winner, and that was a clutch three.
Genuinely great shot.
Yes.
That's
He was still likable.
Hey, and I would argue if he doesn't hit that shot, LeBron doesn't have a fucking. He's 2-7 instead of 2-6 or whatever the fuck he is.
Brown's got 3.
What?
He had
How many has he lost? Is he
got
3-6?
3-7, I think. He's got a COVID ring.
That's right.
Yeah, that
Are we
doesn't-
counting that the
No,
bubble
we're
ring?
not.
Delco, you counting the bubble ring?
Yeah, I guess.
No, gross.
I know.
Gross.
But then, if we're gonna count the bubble ring, maybe we split it with the Suns, who went undefeated in the bubble, but didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Next up, we had Arkansas, Mississippi State. This broke my heart. Quarterback was out, and man, it all went to shit. It went so bad that they ended up the second string guy wasn't good. Well, I watched this game. Second string guy wasn't good. Then they went to the third string guy. He was pretty decent if he would have came in earlier.
Yeah, it was too late by then.
It's too late. And this fucking stadium. So forgive me, and I'm going to defer to you guys on this one because I know you haven't been there. I haven't been there. Mississippi State. Do you have to hear those fucking cowbells all
Yep.
game long?
Yeah.
I
Part of
wouldn't
the
want
ambience.
to. I wouldn't want to. But if I was a fan there of this school, I wouldn't want to hear that all fucking game.
That's what they have.
You
They-
don't-
It's
they
just
hand
really
you one.
quaint.
These are mud people. Okay.
This is all they have. Stark
And the-
Vegas, baby.
Yeah. And the loud noises please them. All right? Their cheeks get all rosy. Their fat cheeks get all rosy and happy.
Damn it,
And they're
man.
just like they're like my child, like my
Yeah.
fucking literal toddler, like waving his rattle around.
I mean, their most notable fan is Stingray Steve because his face looks like a stingray.
Mississippi's the fattest state in America.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
This is the only way they get these people to burn calories is
They're-
waving a bell around.
Ging, 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 ging. All game long. It was so loud on TV, too. I was like, fuck, man. I got to turn this down. I had money on it.
39.7% of the residents of Mississippi are obese.
Okay.
I mean, here we go. Look at him.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that number again, Dan?
Look at this.
39.7. 40% of their population is
Holy
obese.
shit.
Who's that guy?
This is Stingray Steve.
That's just one of their
Oh,
fucking
shit.
dudes, man.
Yeah.
And look, even on his shirt, he has a cowbell.
Didn't he get in a fight with somebody at the College World Series?
Probably.
Or he got
knows?
kicked out? I
his
think?
eyes are super close
Yeah.
together. Like, there was some inbreeding in this family.
Well,
He
like,
it's
looks
just bad.
45, but he's 20-ish.
yeah.
It's bad genetics. So, like, once every fifth generation or so, you get somebody in your family that's a chubby chaser.
Yeah.
Right? And then, you produce a fat kid that turns out to be a chubby chaser as well. They get together, and then it's bulls on parade.
He looks like he's 48 years old. And he's probably 26.
Diabetes.
Yeah.
Put a picture of what's his nuts, reliable sources up there next to him.
Who's that? Who's reliable sources?
What the fucking CNN dick. Brian Stelter.
Oh,
Very
Humpty
close.
Dumpty. Yeah.
What
I thought you were going to say Chris Broussard.
No.
Well, I guess we can tell the story. Hey, did Dan? We met Chris Broussard, and they invited us in when he was on air.
Did he baptize you?
Close.
He baptized my penis with his
Yeah,
mouth.
he was a very nice person, but that's one of those guys where you're like, dude, you could be 68 years old, and I have no idea. But he was nice. He was very nice to us.
30 Rock already did a bit on this.
On Chris Broussard?
No, on how nobody knows how old black people are.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's true. Well, Asians too, man. I just watched this movie with Constance Wu. 40 years old. Could have been 24.
Wait, what's this dude's name that you're talking about?
Stingray Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stingray Steve. Age.
Age, pop it up. Let's see. There's
He's 44, it says.
Oh, shit. All right.
No. That's
Whoa.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
He was 44 when he
When
died.
he died
right.
by the Stingray.
By-
You can't Stingray Steve. Hold on, Mississippi.
Wow, dude. That's what came up for Stingray Steve?
Well,
R.I.P.
I mean, it makes
Shit,
sense,
bro.
It makes sense.
Shit. I mean, it does, but that's
Stephen.
dark.
His name is Stephen Ray. That's where he gets the Stingray, I guess. Stephen Ray.
That dick is the sting
Age.
for him, dude.
And I believe that at bowl games, they're allowed to bring them. They're not allowed to bring them to road games. Like, it's like there's an NCAA rule for the cowbells. They're not allowed to bring them to road games, but they are allowed to bring them to bowl games, but they can only ring them at certain times because everyone's like, fuck you.
Oh, man, that would be... Dude, it was hard to watch.
Now, is that because it's a neutral site, Rob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was hard to watch. It was so loud, and I was like, oh my God. I was remote diving. I was like, finally, I'm just going to put this game on mute. I had money on it, which is the only reason I was watching it, because listening to that shit, even on television, was fucking annoying. I couldn't imagine being there in real life. So if you're asking for us to go to a Mississippi State game, the answer is a hard fucking no.
Yeah,
forever,
we're
dude.
definitely gonna get into some fisticuffs if we go there.
I
like
couldn't
100%.
deal with that, man. Next up, Cincinnati, South Florida said not to touch this. I know South Florida's 1-5, but they might be undefeated against the spread here. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is 28-24. Man, I still curious to see what that kid would have done at quarterback. I liked him last year. As you know, kids, we're brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros will double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Had a great week of college. Only missed 2 games, and well, let's face it, the quarterbacks were out. Nothing I can do about that. It fucked me over as much as it fucked you over. But then we made up for it and won all the money in the NFL last night, which is great. All the spreads we read today, overs, unders, point spread, teasers, 6-point teasers, all that stuff, 7-point teasers, are all on mybookie.com. Use promo code Drinkin' Bros to double that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. This week is going to be in particularly close enough big because there's a lot of underdogs. I'm going a lot of underdogs this week, and might take some shit for it coming up. But great slate of games. Wasn't that amped about this week's, but I am about, last week's. I am about this week's. And starting off with a banger. a banger because we're on Central Time. So that noon game is 11 for us.
I'm actually on South Central Time.
All right.
So, West Side, bitch.
The first game is a blast.
Yep.
11 a.m. on Fox. This is their big noon game. Penn State against Michigan. Now, this is the first hard game that Michigan has had the entire season.
It's the first super tough game Penn State's had as well, I think. I think that's fair to say.
Who have they played here? Let's look. I hate Auburn.
At Auburn.
Yeah, but
it was at Auburn.
That's what I was saying for the game. Well, I guess that was LSU. But those teams in the SEC that usually give you a hard time at home down there, especially in the southeast part, like the super southeast part, it just hasn't been going like that this year. So I'm not sure. I think Penn State and Michigan are in the same boat, but I've watched their games and I think Penn State's going to win this game.
Yeah, so this is Michigan -7 in this game. I'm taking this up, obviously, to 14 because I don't think this is definitely going to be a 2-score game. I think this will be a 1-score game, and it's tough for me. I would like to see Michigan go undefeated into the Ohio State game so Ohio State can crush their dreams just because I hate them. But the other part of me wants to win money, obviously. So, like, I have to go with what's real, and I think Penn State is going to keep this at a 1-score game. And it probably comes down to who has the ball last, to be honest with you. I still don't believe in Michigan's quarterbacks or any of that shit. And Penn State always plays hard. I know Franklin's not the best coach. He's good enough to get you through almost 4 quarters, and then he'll fuck it up at the last, 2 or 3 minutes of the game. And you and I have been there for a lot of those games. But he will keep this within 1 score. This is number 5 versus number 10.
By the way,
big boy game.
The last couple of years, they've been flip-flopping wins at each other's stadiums. So 2020, Penn State beat them by 10 in Michigan. And then last year, Michigan beat them by 4.
Right.
In fucking State College. So I think it's kind of on that trend. I mean, this is always going to be a tough game, but I think Penn State's got this one.
Yeah.
But you can, if you're not feeling super comfortable about it, you can take it all the way up to fucking 13 or 14.
Exactly.
Plus 13
exactly.
or 14.
And I think that's the smart route here. I'm going to go ahead and read off Michigan's schedule so far. And when I say they've played no one. Colorado State, which I don't think they're a Division I school. Hawaii shouldn't be a Division I school. I mean, they've been getting fucking shit kicked the entire year. UConn is not a Division I school, right? That was 59.
They're independent right now.
They're
Also, Colorado State's in the same conference as Hawaii.
Hawaii. They're all awful. And then Maryland. Maryland, look, that's a decent matchup. You had Iowa after that, and then Indiana, who's not very good. But all those games were close. They've not played anybody the caliber of Penn State. I think Penn State might get this one or keep it within 1 score. Therefore, I'm taking Penn State in this one. Next up, we got Auburn versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss by 15 in this one. They're at number 9.
Nah.
You're passing on this one?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take this down on a teaser card. I'm going to take Ole Miss. They've been rolling. Haven't really played anybody tough enough yet to really give a shit about. Even Vandy, they just didn't care. They turned it on the second half. So probably be the same way.
We've seen 500 Auburn clubs in the past come out and fucking spoil shit. There's no fucking way. Even what are you going to take it down to?
I'm going to take this down to 8. And I just, look.
It's still 2 scores, man.
I still think this is a 3-score game, though. I think Ole Miss wins by 21 points.
Probably, yeah, but I don't know that I'm going to bet money on that.
Yeah, I am. This will be in my cards for sure. The only thing that I'm curious about is when Ole Miss actually plays a real team. I want to see what this team is fully capable of.
Kentucky fully loaded.
What's that?
They beat Kentucky fully healthy.
That's true. They did. It was a close game. And Kentucky could have won that game. So, yeah, we'll see. Auburn's not that team, though. Auburn's not Kentucky. I'm going to take Ole Miss in this one. Next up, Kansas versus Oklahoma. Having a real hard time with this. This line changed yesterday from 3 to -8.5. I'm assuming, Bob, that Kansas' quarterback is definitely out now. Is that what I'm gathering?
No. Dylan Gabriel's playing.
He is going to play.
So Oklahoma's got their quarterback back because they literally don't have a fucking backup if you watch the Texas game.
Yeah.
Right. But Oklahoma -8.5. What am I missing in this, I guess?
I guess it'd be Jalon Daniels' health, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to wait on this one, but if it stays stagnant like this and Kansas quarterback plays, I'm probably going to take it to plus 14.5 Kansas.
Sorry, Jalon Daniels.
Yeah, this line from last night to today has moved so wildly.
I think it's just because Dylan Gabriel was confirmed playing.
Okay.
And it's because if you watch OU play offense without him, it was an abomination.
It's awful. I mean, they didn't score last week at all.
I mean, Leipold says that they don't know how bad his shoulder is.
For
likely,
Kansas,
but Jalon Daniels likely not playing.
Maybe take Oklahoma on this one. Check in with me at the end of the week. I might even taking this down to 1.5. It's like at home with Homeboy playing. They were doing pretty decent with him playing. Without him, they've been awful. Check back in at the end of the week for this one. Oh, is Texas back in the top 25? God damn it.
Hook 'em, baby.
Put them horns up, Ross. Put them up.
I want to go home.
Run the table.
Put them up.
In the playoff. Quinn Ewers.
This is
let's
your
go.
local team, Ross. You got to get behind them.
No.
You got to believe.
No. They're playing Iowa State, and this spread is massive. This is 16.5.
Should be.
Iowa State plays everyone tough. It's going to be a disgusting game. It always is.
This team sucks.
It's at UT also.
Yeah, Robinson's going to run all over these guys. I'm not sure. Quinn Ewers might have like 250, 280 passing and a couple of touchdowns, but Bijan Robinson's probably going to have 3 rushing touchdowns in this game.
I'm sitting this out. I'm not touching this fucking shit here.
Texas big.
I'm not either because I think Texas needs to do it one more time before I'm going to fucking trust them. But if they roll this team, not that Iowa State's great or anything, but it just shows a little bit of consistency.
Yeah.
Then I'll pay some modicum of attention. But they're like, and in a given season, it's 1 through 3 or 1 through 4. That's one category, and then 5 through everybody else, basically. Mm-hmm. But really, like 5 through 12 sometimes are pretty competitive, but 12 to 25, that's just like bullshit.
Right.
Those teams are not real.
Right. I'm not touching this thing.
5-1 against the spread.
Who?
Texas.
Yeah. Gross. You can enjoy the Meineke Car Bowl. That's what this is.
Might get a nice blazer from that. A wrist.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Wristwatch.
If they run the table, they're at least getting New Year's Six Bowl.
No.
Yeah, because they'll win the Big 12.
Easily.
No way. I don't think they win the Big 12.
Oh, easily. They're going to win the Big 12. If Quinn Ewers is healthy, they're going to roll everybody.
Yeah, if they win out, they will win the Big 12. They will be in a New Year's Six Bowl.
So you think it'll be Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no good team in the Big 12 this year.
Okay.
Texas is probably the best team in the Big 12 this year.
Easily.
After watching all these games, yeah.
Hey, you know what, though? It's going to be fun to watch them in the SEC. Texas and Oklahoma can have fun there. LSU's having a blast over there right now with their new coach. And no, I hate this whole goddamn thing. Same with this next game. Minnesota, Illinois. No. Illinois' got 90 people out with injuries right now.
Yeah, so you can go fucking Minnesota plus 13.5 right here.
You could, because it is this spread is minus 6.5. But
So it would be Minnesota minus as a pick.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So you could take Illinois plus 13.5 if you want.
Yeah. I don't think that's a good idea, though.
No, I don't either. There's just too many injuries. That's why. Next up, Vandy, Georgia. This is Georgia minus 38. 38 points there. Wow. That's too many points for me.
Vandy plus 44.
Exactly. I don't do that either.
Come on.
No.
Come on. 44.
Sure the fuck don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a play on this game, to be honest.
Because even if you take this up to 45, would it surprise you if Georgia won 55-0? No. Would it surprise you if Georgia just doesn't care in this game?
Yeah.
No. And they win, 41-10 or something, like that's not going to cover. No. There's a lot of great games. This isn't one of them. Any game in the high 30s like this, I usually fucking shun. So I'm out on this one. You touching this?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, this Georgia plays down. So, no. They don't fucking. Who did they blow out? They blow out Oregon.
Yeah.
Right? They're not like beating other teams by 40 points. They beat a top 25 team by 40 points.
Well, they
Should have
just
lost to
kicked the
Mizzou.
shit out of whoever they just played this week.
Yeah,
right?
they did.
Yeah,
Auburn.
but it was
Auburn, yeah.
it was 42-10 though, right? Something like
Yeah.
that. Is that right? Yeah, 42-10. That's not even close. Like if they didn't do it against Auburn, they're not doing it against fucking.
They covered.
Vanderbilt.
It covered, but it wasn't fun, man. I'm not getting involved in this.
Oh, no.
Next up, I'm getting involved in this game. You're goddamn right. Oh no, what happened? We're watching the Braves Phillies game. Braves score?
No.
Well,
Well,
It was
it's 7-3.
warning track power. Warning track power.
oh, gotcha. What's the score of this game?
7-3.
Gross. What inning?
Bottom of the
the
sixth.
Okay.
And
Well,
Dansby Swanson's up, so he'll strike out. So don't worry about that.
yeah, I'm not going to. Game of the week might be the game of the year so far, actually. Alabama versus Tennessee. This is at Tennessee. Rocky Top, Alabama -7.5. I love this game. I love it. I would take the spread too, straight up. I'm going to take all of the things in this one. So, one of my biggest bets, because this one last night, I got the numbers in because I was afraid of that half a point. I've got a parlay right now. That is a money line parlay. So I've got Tennessee in this one, -7.5. They're in my teaser card at getting 14.5. That's all
Dansby,
awesome.
Swanson struck out
He sure
for
did.
the fourth time today.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah.
I've got Tennessee in my teaser cards getting 14.5. And I also have them on a money line parlay with USC. That pays off at 6.5 to 1. And I have Tennessee winning this game outright. I don't think Bryce Young is going to play in this game. I don't care that he dresses up for Halloween like the starting quarterback for Alabama anymore. I'm done with the last 2 weeks of that bullshit. Tennessee is rolling, second best offense in the nation behind Ohio State. And I think it's Hooker and Stroud there for the Heisman Trophy in New York. And I think Tennessee puts an end to Alabama's bullshit this year. Yeah. That was Delco Dan who pressed that button. Guy who picked Pitt to be in the CFP and loves Utah, a
Hooker-
football team who already has 2 losses.
Should have
already.
beat Tennessee.
Hooker's got a combined 13 touchdowns this season. That's not even close to being in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Not even close.
13 and
No.
5 games.
The guys who are the leaders have like 20 plus.
Yeah, but I to be fair, Ohio State hasn't played the same level as Tennessee.
If Tennessee runs the table, if they're even remotely close to the playoff, he'll be there.
Yes, I agree. And with a tougher schedule. So
Well, they do have the toughest schedule, I think, in football. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're not going to win this game.
you don't think so? You've got Alabama in this game.
Alabama 1.5. I'll take a 6-point teaser, but yeah, it doesn't matter who, if anyone, even starts at quarterback for Alabama. Tennessee
sure does.
Tennessee's not winning this game.
Tennessee, do me a favor. Stack the box. The backup quarterback can't fucking throw. Stack the box. Stop Gibbs. Stop the running quarterback. He can't throw. You'll be fine on this one. Alabama's defense has not looked great the last few weeks either, so fuck them. This is Rocky Top all night long, and I think Tennessee might burn to the ground.
It might, yeah. But
I think there's going to be gator tails lined up, booger sugar at Calhoun's, titties, fucking shots, all the fun stuff. Somebody might fuck that dog for Tennessee.
Is that their mascot?
Yeah,
a
what's
dog?
the dog's name for Tennessee? It's a hound dog.
Is it Revelry or is that a?
Reveille?
That's A&M. Never mind.
Reverie? Reveille?
Is it just volunteer? Like, what's the dog's name?
Smokey.
Smokey.
That makes sense.
Because of the Smoky Mountains, bitch.
Yeah. They're going to, somebody might trap, steal, and then fuck Smokey.
Yeah, and then it's Reveille for A&M because they like to cosplay as some weird third world dictator's military parade.
That's fun.
Every game.
That sounds fun. See, I'm all over this. I love it. Look, I have a lot of upsets this week, so I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm taking them. I'm going yard.
How much money are you putting on this?
So I bet it last night, and it's one of the biggest bets I've made of the year, but I also won fucking close to $4,000 last night on those goddamn teasers. So, but this is just a 2-game. This is the only thing I bet last night. I have not picked the rest of the cards yet. But I had a 2-game because I wanted to get the 7.5. I took the money line on Tennessee, and I took the money line on USC $500 pays off at $3,600.
Delco, is this something you want to get involved in?
No, because I already have some vested interest in Tennessee winning. So with Hendon Hooker as a Heisman,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so,
true. Yeah.
Like I'm not like ride or die against Tennessee right now. Like it's just kind of like whatever.
Yeah. I've got a lot of money on that. These teasers though, 14.5. You don't think Alabama will win by 14.5, right? You saw this team in real life.
Sure, I think they could. Yeah.
Do you think Alabama can beat this team at home?
Yeah. I don't. Tennessee is a pretty good football team, but Alabama is a fucking institutional powerhouse every single year.
But they have not looked great against A&M. Who was it the week before?
They don't ever look great against A&M.
Arkansas. I mean, they should have lost the fucking Arkansas.
They find
game.
ways to win, Ross, and that's the quintessential key of a champion.
They do. But A&M found a way to lose that last game. I mean, it was a terrible pass in the end zone. They were on the 5. They could have won the game last week. I'm all over Tennessee. Next up, another great game. Oklahoma State against TCU. Both 5-0 teams. Somebody's fucking done after this. This is TCU at home, -3.5. Who do you got?
I'm taking. I really. I don't think that TCU is that good. So, I don't know. I kind of toyed with, crossing the 0 on this one, to be honest. But Oklahoma State plus 10.5, I think is safe.
So there's another underdog that I'm taking. I've got Oklahoma State. I'm not doing anything with it. I'll put it in a teaser, sure, but I'm also betting this one straight up, and I'm taking the 3.5 points. I think if this does stay close, this is probably a field goal game, and that half point is going to mean a lot in this one. But I've got Oklahoma, and I think this Oklahoma State team is the best team in the Big 12.
Love the over.
In my opinion. The over is high. This is 68.5 points.
These dudes only score. Both of them are giving up a lot of points to both good and bad teams.
68.5.
They're going to go back and forth.
The highest over I've ever seen in my life was 74, and that was a Boise State game.
No, there was an 82 over last year.
Was there really?
Yeah. I know it was the year before last
Strike
year.
that.
It was Houston and somebody else.
Yeah, I think the only game, the highest over I've ever bet was 74. Or no, 73, and Boise State covered, and they won 74-0 in that game. And I was in Vegas for it, so I got to cash the ticket and laugh with the guy who was just like, why would you ever do this? And I was like, just because it was the highest over I've ever seen. 68.5, I walk right the fuck away from, and I'm not touching that. I'm sure they'll score a lot of points, but that is a fucking 38-35 game there.
Look at their scores all year. They both give up points to shitty teams and good teams.
But they're both fucking ranked pretty high, man. Sure. It's the Big 12. Anything is possible. I'm not touching it. Next up, over-wise, but I'm taking Oklahoma State as another underdog to win. NC State against Syracuse. D'Anthony, who do you got in this one?
No, man, come on.
15 against 18.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah. Neither one of these teams is good.
Smart to walk away from this. Syracuse is oddly good at home, and they usually pull it out in the Carrier Dome, but the JMA Wireless Dome is what they're now renamed. But yeah, I don't believe in either of these teams. Congratulations, Syracuse, for being 5-0, but I don't believe in any of these teams. NC State barely pulled it off last week. The spread is exactly where it should be. It's a coin toss. Unless you're a fan of either of these teams, you're probably not betting it either. Next up, James Madison. James Madison's flute is now in the top 25.
This, 10 years ago, stupid shit like this would not have happened. You know
They're good.
No, they're not.
James
are
Madison minus 10.5 against Georgia Southern.
You know what the interesting thing about this game is? Van Treese, the quarterback for Georgia Southern, is leading the nation in picks and interceptions.
Yeah.
By 10.
Yeah.
He's got 10 more than anybody else, I think.
That's pretty sweet.
So check that out.
Yeah, it's fun.
If there's a fucking whatever the fuck prop bet on how many picks he throws, I would pick 4 probably.
Lizzo is playing the halftime show with the flute, and I would keep an eye out for that.
Is that real?
No, that'd be awesome though.
No, it would
for
not
James
be awesome.
Madison.
No.
Yeah, it would be. She's also going to suit up. She's going to play some D line for a little bit for James. Madison.
Maybe offensive line. She's not playing defensive line.
Next up, we got Clemson against Florida State. I'm going to shock you again, kids.
I'm taking Clemson. I'm going to buy a point, though, take it to 2.5. But,
Okay.
well, we'll see. I'll bet it on Friday and see where the line goes. But minus 3.5, yeah, I'll take that.
I'm taking another underdog in this. I'm taking Florida State.
That is not smart, my man.
I don't think Clemson's that great.
They're
Who
not.
have they play?
They're not, but Florida State is not good. They're not.
They're pretty decent.
No, they're
I've
not.
watched. I've been forced to watch 3 Florida State games this year. Yes, they covered at the last second, but like, dude, it was Louisville, Florida State, Louisville. I don't think Clemson's that good. This is a night game. This is the only game that these kids are going to be fired up for. I think something weird is going to happen in this game. I just have a feeling on it.
Florida State they got beat by Wake Forest at home. You don't think Clemson's going to be better than Wake Forest? Come on.
I don't think Wake Forest's quarterback is going to go higher in the draft. Like he's great. Hartman is great.
Yeah, but
the
team is not. It's not even close to the same talent on between Wake Forest and Clemson.
So they beat LSU. They beat Louisville. Lost to Wake Forest. That was a bad loss. And they lost to NC State last week by 2 points. It was close, as I think they were looking ahead to Clemson. Clemson's due for a fucking stinker, dude. I'm going to take this up to 10.5 and take Florida State. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I think Clemson fucking loses. It's a weird week. I love it though. I'm excited for all these games.
I mean, look, it's
This is my favorite. This might be my favorite slate so far of the year.
It's your money if you want to burn it.
It is.
Go ahead.
I've won a lot of it this year. I've done really, really fucking well this year, man. I had one bad week. The rest have been fucking lights out, man. And yeah, the whatever teaser card this is going to end up being will pay a fuck ton of money because of all these underdogs. I'm super. God, I can't tell you how excited I am for this week. There's a lot of great games. This next one is great. Mississippi State against Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Is he back? The Kentucky kid is back?
Probably, but not definitely. Also, this over-under is only 46.
I know.
Smash the over.
You think so?
We'll see if Kentucky's.
Yeah,
I don't care if he's back.
If Kentucky's quarterback comes back, I'm taking the over and I'm taking Kentucky plus 14. But we'll see, right?
Yes, I am too. But I'm assuming that line will move if Kentucky's quarterback is confirmed to play.
Look, here, I'm just going to read you Mississippi State's point totals this year. 49, 39, only 16 against LSU, stinky game.
Yeah.
45, 42, and 40.
And Kentucky's given up 13, 16, 0, 23, 22, and 24.
Yes, but Mississippi State has done that to both Arkansas and A&M in the last 2 weeks.
All right. Hey, and look, if you want to look at a positive on this, Bob, you could take this down to 39, that over-under, and that's juicy. That's juicy. Check back in on this one. I want to confirm Kentucky's starting quarterback is playing. If he is, it's a hell of a fucking game, dude. Like, this would be awesome. It's a night game. Kids will be fired up there. You won't be able to have to hear the cowbells and all that bullshit, which is nice. So, good for you. And then last but not least, Fox primetime game. USC against Utah. Utah is favored by minus 3.5. I have bet this game every way that you possibly could already. I'm all in on USC. D'Anthony, who do you got? It's at Utah.
Yeah, I got USC money line here.
Yep. Yeah, I do too.
I think this is a ridiculous minus 3.5.
I don't really understand it.
Utah by 10 to 20.
Not even close.
Yep.
No. They've lost 2 games this year.
Doesn't matter.
It sure does.
They're at home.
Sure the fuck does.
They're a different
so
animal
what?
at home.
So what?
They're going to blow USC
It's in
out.
Salt Lake City. The only weird thing about this is the over-under 65 in this game.
Feels high.
Feels high. I'm sticking with USC all the way around. So 3 ways I'm going to bet this for the weekend. Well, the money line's already done. I'm money line that with Tennessee. That pays off. It's 500 pays off at 3,600. The rest of this, I'm going to take USC money line on their own without the Tennessee parlay in there. I'm going to take USC minus the 3.5. Just in case it is a fucking field goal game at the end and Utah somehow pulls off a miracle.
Utah's played 2 good teams, and they've lost both of their games.
Sure have.
And USC's played 2 good teams, or at least 2 tough teams, or at Oregon State where they pulled it out, right? Which is that's how you have to win that game, and then they fucking smoked Washington State.
And Utah smoked Oregon State.
Yeah.
So what? What is that?
Common
There's no transitive property.
Common
in sports.
opponent.
No, that's stupid. There's no transitive property.
This is FedEx. Let's ask them. Hi, how are you?
Oh, good afternoon. I was trying to call Justin Melnick.
Oh, I am his buddy. I'm Justin's buddy. Is this about the Hard AF Seltzer?
Actually, we have a package. I'm not sure what's in the package, but we have a package that we actually he can pick it up at the station, and that's what I was trying to get a hold of him for.
Great. I'll tell him. We love Justin Melnick. He stars on Paramount Plus's SEAL Team. It's a fantastic show if you haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. And what is your name, sir?
My name's Ross Patterson. Host a little show called Drinkin' Bros. Sports. We're actually live on air right now. Who do you have? USC versus Utah. Now it's at Utah, and it's -3.5. Who do you have tonight or Saturday night?
Okay. I don't follow that. Sorry.
But if you had to pick one, do you go USC or do you go Utah?
USC.
Yes, that's exactly who I picked. Awesome. I appreciate it. You have a lovely day. I'll tell Justin that his booze is at the station and tell him to come pick it up and then fight on. Let's go Trojans. Have an awesome day.
Oh, okay. You do the same. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Look at that, dude. If you needed a sign, you got one. FedEx employees are going for USC. Fuck you, Delco. I'm all in on this. Got a lot of underdogs this week. Could I lose my shirt, my bra, and my panties? Maybe, but likely not. I've been on fucking fire this year, dude. So all signs lead to victory, brother.
Yeah, if some old lady that doesn't know anything about football says it's true, then it must be.
Well, that's what happens, right?
Yeah, if you pick by like the mascot or the outfit or whatever the fuck, it usually works out.
Sure does. Sure does.
I believe the only woman to ever submit a completely correct March Madness bracket to ESPN picked it by the team colors or something
mascots.
like that.
Yeah.
Mascots.
And then they brought her back the next year. She won the $1 million.
Yeah.
They brought her back the next year to make her picks, and I think she got like 6 right. I mean, it was.
It's a one-shot Johnny on that one.
It sure is. Sure is. Fun weekend of college football. Couldn't be more amped. What else? Shit. Fucking drinkingbrostickets.com. Get your tickets there for all these games. There's decent deals, except for that Tennessee game. The Tennessee-Alabama game, those tickets are high on drinkingbrostickets.com. Everywhere they're high.
Not as high as I am.
Well, that's true. That's true. Dan's higher than an Eagles dick right now. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also go to Spotify. Do the same, but it's just a 5-star. No review there whatsoever. And then flip on over to Drinkin' Bros Podcast on YouTube. We're going to be live there in about 15 minutes. Any update on the Braves? Is it still
the same?
7-4?
7-3.
7-3.
Yep.
Gross.
Bottom of the 7th, end of the 7th. So, yeah.
Ugh, we lost this one.
It's all right. Astros also down 4-0 to the Mariners right now.
Really?
It's that layoff, dude.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Game.
man.
The Braves did this last year. They lost game 1.
Okay.
It's just how it goes, man. You can't get too hyped up about it. That's why you have 4 great starting pitchers instead of just 3 like the Phillies have.
Well, that's why you strangle bait, too. You know?
It's not why.
It's for the good times
it
and
helps.
the hard times. It sure does. Sure does. Thanks for joining us today, kids. We'll see you on Drinkin' Bros podcast here in about 15. Go to mybookie.com. Use the promo code Drinkin' Bros to double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the College Football Pick'em Show. Good night, everyone.